Good morning to you. Welcome to this Devon Live Facebook Live feed. Welcome to those on Plymouth Live as well. And you join us from Princetown on Dartmoor, where heavy snow has fallen this morning. This is the scene. You may be able to see Princetown just in the background there, shrouded in a little bit of fog at the moment. The snow has just stopped falling, but until about 10 minutes ago there was heavy snowfall here on Princetown. And the Met Office has issued a new weather warning, which we'll bring you in just a moment. But this is the scene here up in Princetown. Historically, of course, always one of the first places to get weather here in Devon. But hello, welcome to viewers on Devon Live and Plymouth Live. Let's just tell you what happened overnight. There was a yellow weather warning in place for ice. That ran from midnight last night and it runs till midday today, so still the risk of ice. If you're out and about on the roads and the pathways this morning, please do take care, because it is very slippery underfoot. When we arrived here in Princetown this morning, there was a light dusting on the ground, but nothing to be too concerned about. The snow then started to fall, and within about 10 minutes this was the picture that you could see. So conditions are very changeable, and things can happen very fast. As I said, within about 10 minutes it went from a green picture to a very much a white one, as you can see here. And like I said, we are here on Princetown up on Dartmoor, so there is that yellow weather warning in place for ice until midday today. That means there could be some injuries from slips and falls on icy surfaces. There could be ice on some roads, pavements and cycle paths, and some roads and railways affected with longer journey times. So if you are planning to travel anywhere, please do leave enough time to get where you're going and to get there safely as well. So gritter trucks were out in force last night. They were sent out from 9 p.m. last night to routes where snow was possible. They were sent out again at 11 p.m. to cover all other routes that they do grit. And some routes were gritted at 9 p.m. and then again at 3 a.m. As this bad weather was forecast to hit us this morning, and indeed it has. It really is a picture-perfect scene here in Princetown this morning, but of course it does come with a few difficulties and a few challenges, especially if you're hoping to get out and about today. And you may be able to see that the snow is just beginning to fall once more. Thank you very much for joining us on Devon Live and on Plymouth Live this morning. I hope viewers in Plymouth can hear me. So let's bring you news of that second weather warning. You can see, like I said, that the snow is beginning to fall more heavily. But this is the scene up on Princetown this morning. A very good morning to you all. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll try and have a read of some of your comments. It's a little bit difficult with our setup at the moment, but thank you very much for joining us. Let's bring you up to date with this new weather warning that's in force as the snow comes down here on Princetown this morning. So that yellow weather warning for ice that I mentioned ends at midday today, but it will be replaced by a second yellow alert from 4 p.m. this afternoon, so just in time for rush hour. The alert covers much of Devon and Plymouth. It covers some of Cornwall as well, and it will last until 11 a.m. on Wednesday morning, so a lengthy yellow weather warning being issued from the Met Office for snow and ice. So this from the Met Office. Ice will form in places later this afternoon and overnight into tomorrow, especially where wintry showers leave surfaces wet. They go on to say that further hail, sleet and snow showers are also likely at times. Accumulations of several centimetres are likely, above 200 metres. And at lower levels there could also be some snow as well. Temperatures could feel as low as -6 this evening, and it feels bitterly cold here as well. I'll just move out of the way so you can see the full picture again. For those of you just joining us, we are up on Dartmoor. We are in Princetown, which is historically one of the places that first gets snow. If you there's a car behind me that just suffered from a little bit of wheel spin. People have been coming up here onto Princetown to catch a glimpse of the snow. So this is the scene here this morning. I was chatting to some of the rangers from Dartmoor National Park this morning, and they said that of course the snow is fun, but there are challenges, there are difficulties, so please don't forget that if you are coming up here to have a little bit of fun in the snow, then please park your car in a sensible place. Don't just leave it on the road, because emergency vehicles may need to get through, farming machinery may need to get through as well, so please leave your car in a sensible place. And don't forget that, of course, if you are planning to go tobogganing, of course, that this land does belong to people. So make sure you go tobogganing in a place that it is legal to do so. The rangers were telling me this morning that a lot of farmers around here have had difficulties, people tobogganing on their land, just climbing across the wall, going through the gate and tobogganing on their land. And what that does is that when farmers go to feed their animals, if people then go into toboggan on the hills, it separates the animals from their feed, especially if dogs are around as well. So please do take care and think about the people up here in these communities who are trying to get on with daily life. But of course the snow is fun, and as you can see behind me, this is the scene in Princetown on Dartmoor. Further snow expected throughout the week, and there is a yellow weather warning for ice which runs until midday today, and then another one from 4 p.m. this afternoon. But this is the scene. I'll just move out of the way. Again, snow is beginning to fall once more up here on Dartmoor, and people coming from far and wide to experience the snow. There's been a steady stream of cars coming up here to Princetown all through this morning. So Devon County Council's Highways Operation Control Centre are monitoring the rain coming across the county and the drop in temperatures to allow them to assess where they need to grit. They are keeping an eye on this situation. But even though it does present its challenges, it is a beautiful sight that you're seeing. Thank you for all your comments on our Facebook Live feeds this morning. Unfortunately, it's quite hard to read some of them. Our camera is set up in a box to try and keep them a little bit sheltered from the snow and the wet. So it's making it a little bit hard to read your comments, but thank you very much for them, and do keep them coming in. There's plenty more information on our websites, devonlive and plymouthlive.com. And that is where you can find all the information on the upcoming weather warnings and how to stay safe in the snow and the ice as well. So let's just recap on that new weather warning that's been brought into force for this afternoon. I don't know if you can see the people in the background making snow angels. But whilst you watch them have fun in the snow, let's talk about some of the weather warnings that are in force. So we have a yellow weather warning for snow and ice, which runs until midday today, and it is extremely slippery underfoot. I was saying this morning when we arrived here in Princetown of the snow, there was only a light dusting on the ground, but that soon changed, and within about 10 minutes of the snow starting to fall, there were a couple of inches on the ground, which you can see behind me. So please do take care if you're driving, if you're using roads, cycle paths, footpaths. So that yellow weather warning in force for ice and snow until midday today. That will be replaced by a second yellow alert from 4 p.m. this afternoon, and that will run into 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. So this from the Met Office once again. Ice will form in places late this afternoon and overnight into tomorrow, especially where wintry showers leave surfaces wet. There's further hail, sleet and snow showers to come, especially on higher ground, but it is also possible at lower levels as well. Plenty more on all of this on our websites, that's Devon Live and PlymouthLive.com. But this is the scene in Princetown in Dartmoor. And it really does look picture perfect this morning. So if you're just joining us, welcome to this Devon Live and Plymouth Live Facebook feed from Princetown on Dartmoor. This is the scene this morning as heavy snow fell. It started at around 9:30 this morning. There was a brief respite, but the snow is beginning to return again. I don't know if you can see it on your screens at the moment. But the bad weather has been causing accidents elsewhere as well. The A30 in Cornwall has been partially blocked following two separate multiple car crashes caused by a heavy hailstorm. So weather causing problems across the region.
Everyone loves snow though.
Loves it. It was straight up here.
Well, how long have you been here?
Probably about an hour.
Yeah, we're in the cafe. Go there.
Yeah, we can go
Yeah,
back down there.
we will do. I'll have a little photo. Yeah, I don't know.
How are you guys?
Good, yeah. I've got a cold.
Yeah, he's got the camera, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Camera ready.
So if you're just joining us, welcome to this Plymouth Live and Devon Live Facebook feed this morning. Thank you very much for joining us as snow has been falling continuously this morning from about 9:30 this morning, and this is the current scene overlooking the village. Thank you for all your comments. As I said a little bit earlier, we're struggling to see them at the moment because of the setup of the cameras, but this is the picture perfect scene in Princetown this morning.
Where's this place that you want to go? The little... Huh? What? Oh, it's a pretty close. You got it?
Yeah. It's like now between here and two bridges. Where's two bridges?
We know where it is.
That way. Oh, is it?
Yeah, the restaurant that has two bridges.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to be a common blizzard, mate.
Was there loads of snow when you were driving?
And as you can see, people making their way from miles around to come and catch a glimpse of this snow. And I was speaking to the National Park this morning, and they said that, of course, whilst the snow is fun and it's great to come up and have a play in the snow, do remember a few key things, such as leaving your vehicles. Now, please make sure that you leave vehicles parked in a safe place, in a lay-by or in a car park, do not just leave them on the road, because that could make it tricky for emergency vehicles and farming machinery as well to come through, because these people here in Princetown are of course trying to get on with their lives, with their daily lives. So please make it as easy as possible for them. And the other thing that they wanted me to get across is that if you are coming out here to Toboggan, just remember that a lot of this land does belong to someone, and it is private land. So if you are planning on tobogganing, please get permission first. Please go somewhere that you can do it, and make sure that it's legal as well. So whilst the snow is wonderful to go out and play, and don't forget that there are people here that are trying to get on with life, so please be a little bit considerate of them. But if we take a look at the scene here in Princetown, it is absolutely picture perfect this morning. The snow is beginning to get a little bit heavier once again, and we have seen a couple of inches, I would say, this morning, and the snow has been on and off. And we saw earlier a father and son doing snow angels as well, which is very lovely. So there's plenty more information online at devonlive and plymouthlive.com about the weather forecast for the next couple of days, and about snow and ice warnings as well, because just to recap once more, we have that yellow ice warning in place until midday today, and then at 4 p.m. this afternoon another yellow weather warning for snow and ice kicks in, which covers from 4 p.m. today until 11 a.m. tomorrow. So it's a lengthy yellow weather warning, and over the next couple of days we are going to get some quite unsettled weather as well. So stay right up to date on our websites at devonlive.com and plymouthlive.com. But in the meantime, we'll leave you with this beautiful image of Princetown up on Dartmoor as the snow begins to get heavier once again. From myself, Matthew Carter, thank you very much for watching.